Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name's Jasmine, I'm 22 years old and I am pregnant with my first child. I'm in my second trimester. This week I will be talking about what fetal movement feels like, when I started feeling it, what it felt like for me, and how it's been progressing and developing since the first instance of feeling it. As a first-time mom, I have no idea what this stuff feels like. I don't really have any guidance on what it feels like. I've had people say like, oh, it just feels like butterflies in your belly, and I'm here thinking like, oh, like the butterflies when I'm on a roller coaster, or the butterflies when I see my boyfriend, or whatever it is, but no. It does not feel like that for me. It may feel like that for other people, but for me, it wasn't that. That was not what I had in mind when they were describing what butterflies felt like. Though the expectation I had was based on actual things I'd experienced, this is a completely different one. My experience of fetal movement did start around week 18, and it's weird because as a first-time mom, you don't know what all of the feelings you have are, what all of the changes you have going on are. It was quite hard to like distinguish at first, like, yes, this is baby moving, this is baby kicking, whatever. Once it got more persistent, more stronger, I was able to go, I felt that a while back. That's definitely that, and had that confirmation, rather than just convincing myself like that's the baby moving, when it could be gas, it could be a ligament stretching, all of these things that could be possible reasons as to why you felt that sensation. As a first time mom, I had no idea of what exactly it would feel like, or what to look out for, or those kind of things. So between doctors and Googling online and WebMD and all of those kind of things, I found out that between weeks 18 and 22 is when they expect most women to start to feel baby kick. They did note that for second-time mums, third-time mums, any subsequent pregnancies, that they may feel that earlier purely because they know what they're looking for, but also just that those second-time, third-time mums would be able to notice it more than first-time mums. Between weeks 18 and 22 is when you should expect some type of movement. Do not worry if at week 18, day 0, you haven't felt anything. You have time. It's not something that's cause for concern, okay? So don't stress yourself, because I'm very much someone that does stress myself and likes to go, what's happening? Why is nothing? Why can't I feel nothing? What's not happening? Da 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 da. All of that kind of stuff. So don't worry too much about it. I'm a worst case scenario person, so I'll freak myself out for no reason. So I used to be like, I don't know if I felt it yet. I don't know what I'm looking out for, and stressing and Googling, going on Mumsnet and WebMD and everywhere looking for some type of clarity on what to look out for. And I'd had people, and I don't know many people have had babies, but I'd have people say like, oh, it feels like butterflies. And I was like, bro, there's so many different types of butterflies you can feel. You can feel the butterflies from when you're on a roller coaster. You can feel butterflies from when you see your partner, or you're nervous or something. And I get why they said it's like butterflies, but it's not any of those 3 things I just mentioned. It doesn't feel like any of those specific different types of butterflies. This is a new type of butterfly. For me, it definitely started out about week 18. Probably week 18, day 4 or 5 was when I first really noticed the feeling, and I was aware of it happening. It may have happened earlier than that, but this is the time that I actually really noticed it and became a little bit more frequent. So it did start as small flutters, so the people that say it feels like butterflies are not wrong, just it is a different kind of butterfly. It's their own butterfly. It's the baby kick butterfly. So you do feel it and you're like, well, what is that? And what is that feeling? That's the baby kicking, okay? It was really lovely to feel that and kind of make it real that you actually have a baby growing inside you, and that they are rolling around, and they are kicking, or they are putting their elbow here and there. It was quite nice to kind of have that become real, if that makes sense. So it is quite a lovely sensation when the kicks start happening, and then it is very tempting to start kick watching and movement watching and going, why haven't they moved today, those kind of things. And it is a case of, as baby gets bigger, they're going to have less space, so they will move more, and you will be able to feel it more as they become bigger and stronger. So do not stress yourself if maybe one day at the start you felt baby, and then a few days later you didn't feel baby. It will become more frequent as the pregnancy progresses. My child is very active, very, very, very active baby. I'm at the point where I'll put my hands on my belly and I'll say like, can you do a kick for mummy? And he'll push back against it, or he'll give me a kick or something like that. And it's really lovely to have that kind of response with the baby. And obviously it could just be luck that he's moving at the time, but it is quite nice. It does feel like he's listening to me, so that's really quite a lovely sensation to experience. Mine have got a lot more frequent as the weeks have progressed. So when it started in week 18, I'm nearly at the end of my second trimester now, and I feel baby every day. There was one day where I didn't feel movement as much, and I did get really quite worried, and I will make a video on that so you can get the advice on how I went about that. But I'm at the point where I feel baby every single day, and that's such a lovely sensation, such a lovely reassurance. And I know like once I reach after 28 weeks onwards, I have to be monitoring my fetal movements a lot more, but for now it's not something that doctors are too concerned about, but they were really reassuring and helpful when I was worried about the reduced fetal movement. But for now, every day it has got a lot stronger. Every day I feel the movement, and it's lovely, and I get to talk to my child and see how they're doing, and it is just reassuring to know that they are moving and they are active and they're happy. With the first kind of sensations of what it felt like pushing inside you. And I know it sounds really weird, and until you feel it, you might not understand what I'm saying, but when you do, you will know what I mean. It just feels like someone going like that inside, just inside your stomach. If this is like the outside of your belly, someone's just going like that, pushing against it sometimes. And it can be the top of my stomach, it can be the bottom of my stomach, it can be like just above my bikini line. Varies. So I'm pretty sure my baby's just here like whenever he feels like, all the time. I have noticed though that after I eat, my child is a lot more active. He's very, very active in the womb, especially after I eat, after I drink. If I drink some cold water, he responds to the cold water. I've tried giving like you know, like headphones on the belly, and giving him some like music from YouTube, like, you know, the specific pregnancy promotes development, all of those kind of videos on YouTube. I just kind of give him that to try and make him feel good, not at a high level because that's bad, but just enough that it will encourage movement and development, or whatever the video tells me it's about. So I try and give things like that to encourage movement, encourage development. But when I drink water, or drink like a fizzy drink or something cold, or even coffee, and you're meant to limit your caffeine, yeah, cool, I've been doing that, but there have been times where I've had a small coffee, because you can have some caffeine. It's ideal not to have caffeine, but you can still have some caffeine. Do not worry too much, because a lot of people like to come and say, you shouldn't be eating that, you shouldn't be drinking that, you shouldn't, but as long as your midwife says to you that it's fine, do not worry too much about it. But you can, I think it's like 30 milligrams of caffeine you can have, or something like that, and that's like 2 cups of coffee or something like that. I'm not really a coffee drinker very well, but if I do want a coffee now and again because I'm working long hours, then I will have a coffee. Do not have people stress you about doing harm, because unless you're literally drinking like 4 Red Bulls a day or something like that, I don't think you're going to be over your caffeine if you have a cup of coffee. He likes coffee, those kind of things, and I noticed that after I eat, I think the energy transfer really just wakes him up and makes him very much more active. I've also noticed that at night time, when I'm about to rest and I'm quite still and that kind of stuff, that baby wants to be quite active. Then so active after meal times, active at night time, and every day as my pregnancy has been progressing, the feelings have got more firmer, those kind of things. So it's been quite a lovely sensation to watch the kicks develop, and I literally sit there sometimes and just have my phone and have the torch on record, and I'll be looking down and I'll be talking to baby, especially when they're really active, to try and capture that feeling, try and capture just a little flutter of the belly to show someone else, you know, because for me, I'm feeling it, but hopefully soon my child's father can feel it, and my sister can feel it, and other people can get what I've been talking about for a while. Because right now I seem like a crazy person when I'm talking to my bump, but we probably all do it. I am convinced that my son will be some type of athlete purely because of how active he is inside the womb, purely literally because of how strong the movements are, how active the baby is. I'm convinced that we have Project Mbappe underway down here. That is my experience of what baby kicks felt like for me. They started around week 18, they've progressed every day, got a lot bit more stronger, a lot more frequent, and now I'm starting to see times where baby is more active in their activity, and that's normally around when I'm eating or just after I've eaten. When I'm about to go to sleep, he likes to break dance inside my womb and just try and keep me awake. I've been told that in your third trimester they can get more painful, those kind of things, but for now in trimester 2 it's quite lovely, quite reassuring to have that feeling that there's a little baby inside you who does like to punch and kick inside, but they're living their best life. If you do have any concerns about your fetal movement or anything like that, do talk to your health practitioner, because they should be there to reassure you. Especially as a first-time mum, it can be quite daunting not knowing what to look out for, those kind of things. And there are a lot of support groups, online support forums where you can ask questions about other people's experience. But remember, your pregnancy is unique to you, so what you experience and what someone else experiences might not be the same. It may be. So if you do go online or you do try and get help from someone and their experience does not match up with yours, that does not mean that anything is wrong. But if you do have any concerns, anything like that, I would suggest contacting your midwife, your health practitioner, your OBG, whatever you have, and get that reassurance that you need. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell if you'd like to be notified whenever I upload new content. Drop a comment down below if you have any questions about what I spoke about in terms of fetal movements, any queries, anything you'd like me to discuss further, or any additional topics you want me to discuss in future videos. But I hope to see you next week and continue to be part of my journey.